My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, I'd say that for the little moments we've had already, might come on right now and say that we've kind of worked enough into these dogs that it might be about time we can come down to doing the ears. I'd say with these two English Bulldogs, one has a wider muzzle than the other, so maybe, just maybe, we'll try to trim down the muzzle of this one a little bit. Try to put a little extra work into him and kind of make it so his face will come out a little different, a little better, a little thinner maybe, and kind of put the work into him to make him just what he is supposed to be or ought to be, and kind of make so we kind of see little differences come about, take place. I say that there's going to be a little extra work to come along here. Take a little bit more off of this one, and I'd say as we kind of even them out a little more, they probably start to look a little bit more realistic once you start to kind of try to compare them and try to make them a little bit more similar to each other in ways. And that's where I think a little realistic work and a little realistic look comes into a dog sometimes. And I tell you, it's like sometimes people can kind of tell you that your little wooden dog looks just like their dog that you make for them, and they kind of enjoy the little work that comes about, gets involved in what you do, and see how you make things just turn out for the better. I say that there's all kinds of little albino dogs that kind of have their little shapes. I tell y'all, I know they're man's best friend, but I mean, I'd say they're just a lot of responsibility to take care of. Don't think I could assume all of that. Don't think I'd want it all in my hands, but I kind of say I live in a place where I'm happy. And I'd say I probably learned as a teenager when I went out and bought this rabbit at the pet store that didn't really know how much responsibility they would be, but even that one I bought, I mean, I didn't assume the responsibility, and somebody else had to assume it for me. But I'd tell y'all that, a little work goes into somebody else's hands and makes a little attachment in somebody else's life, and kind of comes a way to do what it does just to make us all see a little brighter image, brighter days, I say, and come down to it, we gotta work a little more down into the freaking muzzle of the little Frenchy Bulldog and English Bulldog, and I say that we kind of got the work making its way along, and we're gonna kind of put them together, make them so we kind of see something similar between them. And so come down to it, we're working down to just a little face, and so it comes to this very little extra bit of work down to what we have I'd say we can probably work on these ears a little bit, but work on the ears of the English Bulldog first. Kind of try to narrow down, make little spaces inside. And I tell you all, this knife is dulling on me, so probably got to get a different knife here. The problem is I don't take much time to sharpen them between videos like I ought to, and kind of gets a little messy here and there. So just for a little time and work into a little profit of a project, I say that this is just how we carve away, make something so it's going to be fine and dandy for its own little purpose in life, and kind of make it so we got little dog to manage us in all we have to say, do, and make for projects. I say work is just an ethical thing, I say, and this is just one little way we make a little happy noise for all the critters that we have in our skies and all about us. I say that this is where we come along with this set of ears. Got another one to take along as well. Maybe this knife is currently a little sharper than the other one was. It's a good thing that over time I get to where I learn how to sharpen them, because back in the days when I first started carving and sharpening knives, it was just a struggle. It was a struggle to get them sharp because didn't always know the proper tools to use, didn't know the proper ways to do it. But once I started spending a whole lot more time doing a whole lot more carving as a career and a business, I got down to the fact that these knives were getting a little bit more sharper to me, and kind of making so kind of had just little special ways that work about the little things we make and do and say and see. I say that this is just kind of like one little special type of work that makes a way along. I'd say that, you know, a English Bulldog has ears that are a little bit rounder, so round them off up here. We're going to do kind of make them so they're kind of little rounder, have the corners cut off like little circles for the ears, and come down this way, make this little shape down here, we say, and kind of just move along, make it so it's going to be a better piece when we come down to a little bit of creative work. And then I say that, you know, there's a lot of things, lots of us have different ways to do, and it differs from one of us to the next. And little hobbies become little jobs sometimes. I always enjoy just having a little work in my hands to do, to make things so they're going to be a little more complete when we get all done with them, and then come down to where we have these round little ears that make off the little English Bulldog. And I say they almost look like little ears of bears, but there's going to be a little more look to it once we kind of get the muzzle taken care of. I've taken off the middle of this one, so round off the ears of this one too. Just remove the excess wood that we don't need from around the ears, make them into little circles, I say, and give them little curves in their shape and what all we see. I say that this is just kind of one little work, I say, that kind of brightens ways to each of us, and down the work we do, I say, thankfully, certain days are over, and there's a lot of stuff we just kind of get to put behind us now, because it comes back to mind once in a while, and we think of it sometimes, but it don't really do much to us. And I say that we get little flashbacks at times and think of old things again, and old memories in life, and all the ways they kind of did to us. I come to say that this little work is just going to be a little better. Sometime or another we'll get around to making in some little tails for them. We've already got that kind of made out here, but I say that there's little work we come along with, and little work we stay along with. I say that for all my work in life, I am proud, I am blessed. Enjoy every moment of doing it. So it's just going to be the little things. It's going to be, and I say, just kind of come up here, make a little line in the center for the nose that goes about like this. Make a little line on the other one as well. Kind of take it so it goes up like this. There are other lines we draw to make out the rest of the muzzle here, and so what for all it's going to be, we need to see just how we're making things turn out here. It kind of comes out a little bit too much like a bear here, but I say that there's just things that will work in all the mysteries we put into them. If we only just work so hard, we can really make it at what we are doing. I say just kind of make little eyes that go out like this to see what we have here to make, and kind of see what is going to be up in these little corners of the faces as well. Little eyes that look straight at you and go any sorts of ways. And you know, I'd like to put it all together in a short little long enough video, but can't really do it all at once, so I come to say that it's almost time for the end, and thank you for watching. I pray you will always take care, stay in touch, and be here. Thank you very much, and God bless. Take care. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.